Now we have to see the 5 mark question. What are the OK curves? Mention their uses. This is a graphic representation of cumulative frequency distribution and is also called as cumulative frequency polygon. The OK is drawn by joining the straight lines of the cumulative frequencies plotted against the corresponding class limits. To draw this curve, true class limits are marked on the x-axis and frequencies are marked on the y-axis. This OK is categorized as less than or more than based on cumulative frequencies. So OK curve it's a graphical representation of cumulative frequency distribution. So in the curve இன்னொரு பேர் என்னன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா cumulative frequency polygon சொல்லி சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ இந்த கர்வ் எப்படி ஜாயின் பண்ணணும்னு எப்படி வரைகிறோன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் கொடுத்துருக்க அப்சர்வேஷன்லேருந்து நான் லெஸ் தென் குமுலேட்டிவ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சியும் கிரேட்டர் தென் குமுலேட்டிவ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சியும் கண்டுபிடிச்சி ரெண்டுத்தையும் எடுத்துகிட்டு போயிட்டு அந்த கிளாஸ் இன்டர்வல் கரஸ்பாண்டிங்காக அந்த ரெண்டு குமுலேட்டிவ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சியும் பிளாட் பண்ணிவிட்டு நான் கிராஃப் அந்த பிளாட் பண்ண பாயிண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஜாயின் பண்ணால் எனக்கு கிடைக்கிற கிராஃப் தான் எனக்கு ஓகே கர்வ்ஸ். ஸோ ஓகே கர்வ்ஸில் பார்த்தோம்னா கிளாஸ் இன்டர்வல்ஸ் எல்லாம் எக்ஸ் ஆக்சிஸில் இருக்கும் அண்ட் தென் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சிஸ்லாம் ஒய் ஆக்சிஸில் மார்க் பண்ணும். ஸோ இந்த கர்வ் என்னன்னு பார்த்தோன்னா பேஸ்ட் ஆன் லெஸ் தென் அண்ட் மோர் தென் குமுலேட்டிவ் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சியை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் கிராஃப் இருக்குது. ஸோ இதோட மெயின் யூஸ் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மீடியன் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்காக இந்த கிராஃபை நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ திஸ் கர்வ் இஸ் வெரி யூஸ்ஃபுல் ஃபார் எஸ்டிமேட்டிங் the cumulative frequencies of values falling within the range of values respected on the graph. This graph is very useful for to find median easily. And the next question is describe stratified random sampling. It is commonly used restricted random method. Here the population is first subdivided into several parts called strata, that is homogeneous subdivisions. Each stratum is called a subpopulation. Then a small sample is selected from each stratum at random and the selected units combined together to form the necessary sample called stratified sample. That is a population of n units divided into p subpopulation of s1, s2 so on up to sp. The subpopulations being non-overlapping and mutually exclusive, and so s is equal to s1 plus s2 plus so on up to plus sp. Here si is known as stratum. If we selected n1 n2 so on up to np terms respectively from the these strata and group them, then we get a stratified samples. அதாவது இதுவுமே சாம்பிள் கலெக்ட் பண்ணுற ஒரு மெத்தட் தான். இந்த மெத்தடில் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா கொடுத்துருக்க பாப்புலேஷனை சப்டிவிஷன்ஸாக பிரிச்சுட்டு அதுலேருந்து சாம்பிள்ஸை கலெக்ட் பண்ணுற ஒரு மெத்தட் தான் இது. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், டு அப்டைன் a sample of students from a college for IQ test, we may select a portion of sample from first year degree students, another portion from second year degree students, another portion from third year degree students and the rest from postgraduate students. ஸோ நான் ஒவ்வொரு டிகிரியாக பிரித்து ஃபஸ்ட் இயர் செகண்ட் இயர் தேர்ட் இயர்னு சொல்லி ஒரு சப்டிவிஷனாக பிரித்து சாம்பிள் கலெக்ட் பண்ணுறது தான் இந்த மெத்தட். அண்ட் தென் நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் ரைட் ஷார்ட் நோட்ஸ் ஆன் measures of location. Measures of location describes the central tendency of the data. The three most common measures of locations are mean, median, mode. So mean, first mean, there are three types of mean that are used. They are arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean. First one is arithmetic mean. The arithmetic mean of a set of n observations x1, x2, so on up to xn is defined by x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus so on up to xn by n. That is summation x by n. Next one is weighted arithmetic mean. If x1, x2, so on up to xn are n values and f1 comma f2 comma so on up to fn are their frequencies or weights respectively, then x bar is equal to f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus so on up to fn xn divided by f1 plus f2 plus so on up to fn. That is x bar is equal to summation fx by capital N, where capital N is a total frequency. The next one is geometric mean. The geometric mean of the observations x1 comma x2 comma so on up to xn is geometric mean is equal to x1 into x2 so on up to xn the whole power 1 by n. Next one is if x1 comma x2 comma so on up to xn occurs with frequencies f1 comma f2 comma so on up to fn respectively, then geometric mean is equal to x power f1 into x2 power f2 so on up to xn power fn the whole power 1 by capital N, where capital N is a total frequency. Next one is harmonic mean. The harmonic mean of n observations x1 comma x2 comma so on up to xn is defined by harmonic mean is equal to n by 1 by x1 plus 1 by x2 plus so on up to 1 by xn. In a frequency distribution, harmonic mean is equal to capital N divided by f1 by x1 plus f2 by x2 plus so on up to plus fn by xn, where capital N is a total frequency. The next one is median. If the observations are arranged in ascending or descending order of magnitude, the middlemost item is called median. Mode is defined to be that value which occurs most often. And the next question is write short notes on kurtosis. Kurtosis is a measure of flatness or peakness of a distribution. The normal curve or bell-shaped curve is called mesokurtic. The curve which is more platified than the normal curve is called a platykurtic. The curve which is more peaked than the normal curve is called leptokurtic. Measures of kurtosis. Kurtosis measured by the coefficient gamma 2 is equal to mu 4 by mu 2 square minus 3 or beta 2 is equal to mu 4 by mu 2 square. For normal distribution, gamma 2 equals 0 and beta 2 equal to 3. The normal distribution is taken as standard distribution to measures of kurtosis. If gamma 2 equals 0, the curve is called mesokurtic. If gamma 2 greater than 0, the curve is called leptokurtic. If gamma 2 less than 0, the curve is called platykurtic. Otherwise, if gamma 2 equal to 3, the curve is mesokurtic. If gamma 2 greater than 3, the curve is leptokurtic. If gamma 2 is less than 3, the curve is platykurtic. The next question is state and prove multiplication theorem on probability. Statement: if A and B are two events of a random experiment with P of A greater than 0 and P of B greater than 0, then P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B given A equal to P of B into P of A given B. Proof: let A and B are two events given P of A greater than 0 and P of B greater than 0. We know that the conditional probability, then P of B given A equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of A, where P of A is non-zero. Similarly, P of A given B equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of B if P of B is non-zero, which implies the equating these two equations we get P of A intersection B equal to P of A into P of B given A equal to P of B into P of A given B.